All right, here we go. Live 11. So, I wanted to start by just talking about the kind of tools you're going to need. And the reason I'm kind of starting here is because, I've made hundreds of hours now of Ableton classes and videos. Um, and I just want to address a couple of questions that you're going to have right away. The first question that I get all the time is, which version of Live should I use? So that means a few different things. Okay, so let's just cover that first before you go out and even purchase a copy of Live if you haven't yet. So, in terms of the number, Live 9, 10, 11, if you want to do professional work, always use the latest version, just period. So in this version, I'm going to be using Live 11. Now, if you have a copy of Live 10 or even Live 9, you can use that and follow along with this class, and it'll be like 90% makes sense. There's a couple little things, but it's not hugely different. However, you should really be using Live 11. Now, if you haven't bought it yet and you're going to go to their website, which is the best place to get it, you can, you probably can't buy an earlier version. I think they only sell the latest version. So you're probably using Live 11 if you're new to it. Now, maybe you bought a secondhand copy. Maybe you came across your copy through other nefarious means and you have an older version. That's probably okay in terms of following along in this class. In terms of ethics, I don't know. I will make no such comment. But if you can, always use the latest version. Now, that being said, there are three different kinds of Live you can get. You can get Live, something like Live Basic, I can't remember what it's called exactly, Live Standard, and Live Suite. I would recommend, if you want to do professional work, to go with Live Suite. That's what I'm going to be using in this class. However, you can always upgrade. So if the price tag is too high or you just don't feel like doing that, maybe you don't know if you're going to really commit to this for the long term, get one of the smaller versions. They're cheaper. And then you can always upgrade to Live Suite. The biggest difference is in the instruments and effects. So when we get to the instruments and effects, if you're not using Live Suite, you'll notice a few things that I have that you don't have. So something to keep in mind. But if money is no object, Live Suite. Now there's also an EDU version, which is available to students and educators. And if you're in this class, you are a student, so you can be eligible for that. Send me a message and I can walk you through how to get that if it's possible for you. And that is a full version of Live Suite at a significant discount. So it can be a good move. Now, the last thing I'll say is that there is a very impressive free trial that you can get if you haven't got anything yet and you're just diving into Live. Go to the Ableton website, download the free trial. That's a full version of Live Suite, Live 11 Suite, that you can use for a limited amount of time. It's either 30 days or 90 days, depending on what kind of promotions they have going on at the moment. Maybe they split the difference and they're doing 60 days now. I don't know. But it's a great way to just test the waters and see if this is something you want to do. So I highly recommend starting with that. Okay, then there's the questions of like Mac or PC or tablet. So just to address that, Mac or PC, totally fine. Everything works the same. There's a couple of key commands that are different. When I say, I'm on a Mac, so when I say like press Command S, the command button is different on PC. That's I can't remember what it is, Alt, Control, whatever. But that's really it. Everything else on the screen is laid out exactly the same. There is no tablet version of Live, so you will not be able to use Ableton Live on a tablet. There are some things you can do with the tablet that we'll talk about when we get into controllers, but you can't use the full version, any version of Ableton Live on a tablet. Does not exist. So you'll need some kind of desktop or laptop computer to use it. I think that covers everything for what you need to know. Cool? Cool. Okay. Let's dive in to the kind of biggest questions that people have right off on the gate, and that is how to deal with the two views of Live.